DACA never offered a path to citizenship, only a fantasy that Obama presidency was a success. The reason the last 2 years the media portrayed the executive orders as constitutional. In order to go the path for citizenship, they would have to go out and enter legally. That they couldn't do, and use DACA at the same time. But they wanted an easy solution. We all would prefer an easy path if one is available. It's a human flaw. Obama offered them a shortcut. The media pretended like it was real, and these poor people bought into that fantasy. They are responsible for preferring to hope for a get-out-of-trouble-free card for what their parents did to them without thinking. I'm not making a judgment call either way. I'm just clarifying that DACA was an executive order. It never could offer a path to citizenship, since you must go through legal hoops that are already established by the Congress. All it ever offered was a bookmark, and hoping that in the future something more permanent could be put in place. The argument that they wasted 8 years, or however long, that I'm hearing from some conservatives misses the fact that DACA could not and did not let them start the process of jumping through the legal red tape. What it did was divert us and screw them. Hitler's propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels said, "If you tell a lie enough times, citizens will believe, but only for a short time, and so the enemy of the state is the truth." The media propaganda, and I am not saying the media in whole is a propaganda, just this was propaganda, wanted it to look like Obama presidency was successful and was creating a legacy. They counted on Hillary getting in because they hoped she would be less arrogant than Obama and do the hard work of getting all these executive orders into real policy through Congress. It was a long shot, but at least it gave them a couple more years. If she was able to do it, then history would give the credit of all these executive orders to Obama, even though reality never changed. It was a long shot, and really all they wanted was to be able to make the claim that the first African American president succeeded, and unfortunately they screwed everybody else by not keeping their eye on the ball. The cruelty the media is yelling about today and blaming on conservatives is of their own making, and the limbo DACA children are enduring is of liberal design. They gambled, and it was these children that lost. So once again, the left is trying to redefine reality so they can escape blame, and humanity has always had a short attention span. It would be a lot easier to get conservatives' empathy if instead of blaming us, the left showed a little contrition and asked us for understanding to save these poor children from the consequences of the liberal short-sightedness. Sadly, another human flaw is to hide from facing repercussions of our actions. Far easier to blame the ones that won't play the game you unwisely played. I'm in a catch-22 here. I have great empathy for the situation these poor kids are in, and I wish that it had not happened. I warned at the time this was not a good idea, but sadly I'm only one voice out there, and not a very well heard voice. The position is that all too often in the past we have let our hearts take over, and liberals have taken advantage of it. The question that I have is, what proof do I have? What guarantee that I have that any promise we get from the liberals today will not end up being changed later by redefining what they believe just to get what they want? 1980, there was a grand deal that was supposed to take care of all of this. Liberals were supposed to fulfill certain things, and sadly, they did not, even though they got everything they wanted from the right. And now we have reasons to doubt them. They need to address this to get their house in order. and assure us that they're someone we can deal with. And unfortunately, the actions that they have been taking has only reassured me they've learned nothing. And so, once again, I'm left with a sad decision. How hard-hearted must I be